Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
We're done. Okay. We're done with that, and we're moving on. From the fabulous Hemi Hideout in Brookshire, Texas, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, more guests from the Hideout, along with folks from the car clubs attending today's cruise in. Conrad has This Week in Auto History, and we'll get you caught up on the stories making car news this week. Howdy, along with Mike, Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Don't we, Jeffrey?
Yep, we do.
We do. I'm Don Armstrong, along with our fabulous Chief Engineer, David Ainsley. Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Good to be seen.
And
It's better than being shown, too.
Yeah.
That's true. That would normally happen at a funeral home, wouldn't it? You get
right.
shown.
Kind of.
Yeah,
I'm glad
just
you caught
saying.
that, Don.
Thank you.
Had to work through it, but you got it.
I did have to work through it. Anyway, Mr. Mars has a guest for us.
Yes, sir. You know, John was talking earlier about his family, the Hemi Hideout family, and the friends and everybody that's contributed to this and being part of the family. And so joining us now is Jerry Guthrie, one of those friends that's been around and has maybe a little bit different aspect on the things that go on here and how they've gone on. Jerry, glad you could join us.
Well, it's good to be with you all.
Jerry, how long have you known John?
I guess probably 10 years.
10 years,
Yeah.
so right after right before the Hideout opened.
Yeah,
About the same
It
time.
was about the time it finished. We got to know John and Diane.
So how did that all take place? How did you get the introduction?
We heard about the Hemi Hideout through one of the car clubs, and we come out here one day and called Shelley and made an appointment, and John was here and gave us a personal tour, and we just got to be friends and been friends ever since.
Where do you live?
We live now between Woodlands and Conroe. We was living in Katy at the time, but we moved up there about 7 years ago.
Why?
More trees,
'Cause you could.
more
More
trees,
trees.
a few hills, but no, we like it up there. But we still get down here a lot and spend a lot of time with John.
I know, because I know the true answer. You just wanted the challenge of the I-10 Katy freeway out here.
Oh
in
yeah,
Brookshire.
right.
Dude, you need to have a map that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
just wants to drive 85
Well,
on
no.
99.
From Conroe,
That's
maybe
it.
you could go out west and kind of come in on the interstate from this way, make a loop out.
Yeah, we actually come down 362. Take the back roads. It's a leisure drive and takes maybe a few minutes longer.
Now,
but
are
it's
you
a
a car guy?
Yeah, I've got a Corvette, a 2012 Grand Sport, but
Nice.
not
That's
the
a
Mopar,
car.
but yeah.
Yeah. But that's okay, because
Yeah.
I'm a Corvette guy, too.
Okay.
I have a C5.
Okay, mine's a C6.
I know. Thank you for rubbing it in. But that's okay. Yeah. Is it in the garage? Do you have it covered up most of the
Yeah,
time?
I keep it covered up.
You
But
didn't
we
bring it down here today, I hope.
No, I didn't, but I do bring it down some.
Yeah, me too. Same thing. By the way, while we're here, I want you to know that I retrieved my Corvette on Thursday with the help
They
standing
fixed the
of
drain.
Leslie. Yes. Guess what it was? The seat, the driver's seat. And it was a corroded connection under the seat, and it looked like it was rusted because of the moisture. Because, I keep that car under a cover. Unfortunately, I don't have a garage to put it in, so I have it under a cover. Well, most of the time in Houston, Texas, it's wet all the time.
Yeah, the humidity.
Now you need to put some Ridex in there.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But so we got the seat switch. That was it? Nope. It wasn't the seat
It was the
switch.
connector.
It was the connection underneath that did all of that damage and drained the battery all the time. I had to have it on a charger.
Yeah.
What a pain. But have you run any issues like that? How many miles you have on your car?
I've only got it just right at 18,000.
That's
so
nothing.
yours is like mine.
Yeah.
I bought it at 16, and now it's got 34, I think, on
Okay.
it. But I don't drive it very much.
Yeah, we just take it on some leisure trips and, coming down here once in a while, go for a Sunday drive.
Well, I've got a suggestion for you.
Okay.
That you and your spouse join us on the road trip,
Hot rod tour.
Hot Rod Tour in Texas. That comes up in the spring,
Late March, early.
April.
April,
Yeah, right around April. And it starts off.
Last weekend in April, as a matter of fact.
You're right. It starts off in Victoria, And then I don't know where it's going to go this year, but it's a 2-day. Was it a 2-day or a 3-day? 3-day. Yeah.
You leave Friday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday cruise.
That sounds fun.
And some of the attendees extended.
And last year they had 200 cars. I think it was 200 cars. You can only imagine what that's like.
Yeah.
Every kind of car made in America and beyond. But it's tons of fun.
And
a lot of people
down,
our age.
Yeah,
so.
A lot of them came down from up north. There were several cars from Michigan. I think there was a couple from Iowa.
Really?
I mean, it's a very broad group of people, and the way they do it, they start out in Victoria on Thursday.
Victoria,
they have an opening deal on Victoria on Thursday night.
And then we all head out on Friday morning. And police escort out of town, and there were little towns along the way that the whole town would turn out.
Right.
The kids actually went by one of the grade schools there. They had all the kids out there waving, everybody's honking the horn. Lots of fun.
200-car parade. Where else are you going to get that?
No, that's cool. We
Yeah.
did a Corvette caravan for the Corvette Museum's 20th anniversary and left Houston and did that caravan. And like you said, a lot of people in town had come out. And
it's all car people and tons of fun. And, we have gatherings in the evening. And I vaguely remember us having a nice gathering at some hotel there along the way.
What are you looking at me for?
We were supposed to, they set something up with the drive-in to have a movie at the drive-in. It was
and a horrendous thunderstorm moves through.
Oh,
So
really?
we're not going to go out there. So we stayed at the hotel in the lobby. And I don't know as if they really appreciated us cutting it up there in the lobby. But we sure had a
Was
good
there
time.
a little alcohol involved?
Lots.
Lots.
We actually filmed. We did a segment for the show that evening.
We're
what I
keeping
remember of it.
We're keeping it for prosperity or blackmail, one of the two. Whatever
Yeah,
comes
well,
quickest.
Jeff's lovely wife, don't show me, don't put me in there. And she walks right in front of the camera and said, come sit down over here. Oh, no, I'm not going to. And then it became a joke, and we had lots of fun with that.
It was good.
But at any rate, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that sounds like a great social event. I mean, that's just like coming out to the Hideout. It's about cars and socializing.
That's exactly
Are you
what
a
it
member
is.
of a car club?
Not now. I'm not. I get the emails from the big tuna up north that puts out for all the car shows. He's a part of a Corvette club, and I was part of West Houston Muscle when we lived in Katy.
Yeah.
We go to some of the car shows, mostly to look. But
You hightailed it from Katy northward, closer to the penitentiary up in Huntsville.
You what?
You left Katy to move to the Woodlands, so you're a lot closer to the Huntsville
home.
Penitentiary up there.
Yeah, closer to home up there.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say you could go see Don sometime when you're up there. But
Absolutely. Yeah, I pop in and out of there occasionally.
You just get out on the weekends then.
Visitation.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Listen, I know that you know Bill Seitz, so I can say these things comfortably to you.
Where's Bill? I know he's listening.
Yeah.
I'm looking for him, too.
he was standing
He
right
was
there
standing.
a minute ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know
He's
Bill.
standing right there. Yeah. So, he's got a Hemi Hideout name badge on.
Yeah.
So that means something.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a badge of
connected.
honor.
It is.
Connected.
It is.
It's connected, yeah.
He's part of the host family that talks to everybody.
So I'm
as
going
they
to
come
take
and
a
go.
survey, and that is I'm going to ask people like yourself. I asked John. He said, sure, we could accommodate that. To have a permanent air studio here in the Hideout. So we could all be inside this studio, kind of like this, but nicer and neater. Not this ragtag
Something
thing that we
that's
got.
permanent.
May have more permanent here. And then so every time there's an event here, then we won't have to spend hours setting all of this up. And we could just kind of like be the, man on the street kind of thing.
Right.
Come on in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that way the car show would come to us instead of us having to go there.
Right. That'd work out good on the weekends that you get out of Huntsville.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Those special.
Conjugal visits.
I wasn't going to say that.
I don't know about conjugal. Oh, and she's standing right there.
I know.
Too. Never mind.
You're getting the eye. You're getting the evil eye.
Not me. You'll have to ask her. Play back the tape later. Becky is over there smiling, and
she heard it. But
yeah, Mr. Marr's wife has made a rare appearance here on not on the In Wheel Time Car Show, but she is in the audience.
Well, last time she was here, you got married.
Conrad, why you don't go there.
I said it to John, but it wasn't in public like that.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it up. I swear I didn't bring it up. Well, at any rate, so you didn't bring the Corvette here, so what did you drive here?
I brought my wife's car. She's here with us today helping as well. I think she's probably over by the refreshments, but anytime John has a big group, we try to make it down for that and give him a hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
You retired? You retired? You still working?
I'm retired. Been retired for 15 years
And
now.
what was your line of work?
I worked in oil and gas here in Houston,
Do you say the company name or no?
Yeah, it's Marathon Oil.
Marathon Oil. Okay.
Yeah, Marathon Oil, too. I spent 34 years with them, enjoyed every day of it.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you here. So what is your duty today?
I'm helping guide people as they pull in. We welcome them, and we give them directions where to go park. And then they bring them up on the golf carts, and they come in and look around and try to make them feel at home. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, that's good. Well, listen, we sure appreciate you stopping by, and
it's good to visit with you guys.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you guys.
Now we know outside of Huntsville where to visit you.
That's right.
Right here. Thank you very much,
Okay,
Jim.
thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Conrad.
Always makes me wonder if people understand what's about to happen to them when they get interviewed.
Well, I kind of feel sorry for some of them because I don't think a lot of them know what we do here. Yeah, which is kind of a scary thing in itself. Do you want to do This Week in Auto History? Are you ready to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, let's do This Week in Auto History. Conrad always puts this together for us.
So this week in 1934, the automatic transmission was patented by Oscar Banker. He filed for a patent for a new type of automatic transmission. The automatic transmission wasn't a new idea at the time, but it had hardly been perfected. General Motors and REO had debuted semi-automatic transmissions the same year, but both were found to be quite reliable. And to this day, GM automatic transmissions are still unreliable. Sorry. It's my editorial comment.
Well, they're not
for the
by
day.
themselves. Let me put it that way.
Even though Banker's patent, which used hydraulic force, it had no need for a manual clutch mechanism, so he kind of developed the torque converter idea of fluid multiplying power inside the automatic transmission.
Kind of like a turbine engine does.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, and you got to remember the original automatic transmissions General Motors offered were first mass-produced, and they were used in the 1940 Oldsmobiles and Cadillacs of the day. In 1939 this week, the Automotive Hall of Fame was founded. The idea for an Automotive Hall of Fame was conceived during a time when the auto industry was still relatively young but rapidly growing. The institution was initially operated in New York City. However, it became established as its permanent home in Michigan in the heart of the automotive industry. In 1960, the Automotive Hall of Fame relocated to Dearborn, where it resides today in a modern, iconic building. The move highlighted Michigan's central role in the automotive history and development. In 1951, DeSoto Fire Dome engine began production for 1952 model year. The DeSoto Fire Dome was the Hemi engine that DeSoto used, and it was called the Fire Dome.
You want my DeSoto?
I
don't know which button is me. There you go. Thank you. I have a DeSoto story. You ready?
Sure.
So my parents' first car after they got married in 1948 was a 51, I think, DeSoto, 52. It was green. I got a picture of me on it when I was
seen the picture I posted.
when I was a kid. So they had a starter problem, and my dad had to teach my mother with a broomstick and a hammer
How to hit the starter?
how to hit the starter. How would you open the hood and put the broomstick on it and hit the hammer on the broomstick to
get the starter to turn?
And that was pretty common. That's my DeSoto story. Thought I'd share
Should have
it.
taught you to do it and left your mom
Well,
stay
I
in
was
the
a little
car.
bit young and probably couldn't hold a hammer at that time. Oh, if I had a hammer.
And
Had a
this-
hammer in the morning.
Yeah. In 1965, the MGB goes on sale. If you remember, the MGB was the little hardtop MG, teeny tiny little car. And then later on, the MGB was built from 65 through 73. And in the later generations, the MGB was they had a GT version of it. And the GT version had that 215 cubic inch aluminum V8 that was originally a Buick engine, but it was also sold by Oldsmobile and Pontiac. General Motors had sold all the castings to British Leyland back in the mid-'60s, and then that became kind of the engine of choice at Range Rover for a number of years. But they ran that V8 in that little MGB GT, which I thought was quite a hot rod. And then in 1968, the movie starring Steve McQueen, Bullitt, debuted. Steve McQueen takes viewers on perhaps my opinion, the most iconic car chase in movie history.
I agree.
Through the streets of San Francisco.
I agree,
What a great movie. Good, intense car chase to watch, and the music background was pretty
Wouldn't
awesome.
you have loved to have been on the crew that filmed that?
Oh, yeah.
My gosh, yes.
When they said McQueen did most of the driving.
Yes, that's what I understand.
And the one part of the movie where he kind of blows a turn and throws it in reverse and gets all that wheel hop and tire smoke in reverse, that was not originally part of the movie, but they had filmed all of it and thought it was so good they left it in the movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah. And then in 1969, the first Plymouth Superbird was completed. You can kind of see one of them here. You guys had highlighted the yellow one back there. John had. Workers at Chrysler's Clarepoint pre-production facility completed the first Plymouth Superbird this week in 1969 as a 1970 model vehicle, initiating the historic run of iconic NASCAR-inspired muscle cars. Superbirds began life as a 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner and underwent most of their Superbird-ish look at the Lynch Road assembly plant.
Superbirdish.
Well, you got to remember, it started as a Roadrunner, then they put the wing on it and the front nose and stuff on it. About 5 miles away, and final assembly included installing the nose happened at Clarepoint. One of the unique things about Superbirds is every production Superbird had a vinyl top on it.
I did not realize that, but that one over there does.
Yeah, every one production had a vinyl top, and the reason for that is they couldn't cleanly finish that C-pillar roof panel, so they figured the easiest way to deal with it was to cover it up with a vinyl top.
Understood.
Kind of just a unique fact about Superbirds.
I didn't know that.
And that's this week in auto history.
What were you going to ask, Mars?
If David had turned his mic on.
What I was going to say, but if you go look at the Dodge equivalent, it does not have a vinyl top on it. They figured out a way to do that, whereas the Plymouth factory just threw the vinyl top on it to cover it up.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yep.
We'll have to nail John down and get the story.
Ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he knows.
The
I'm sure he
Daytonas
does,
don't
too.
have the vinyl top on it.
Huh. Well, there you have it.
Interesting trivia.
There's your one Coke for the week,
sir.
Mars.
And I'm dying here.
That's this week in auto history.
That's not just here. All right. In case you're wondering, we're going to have an extra hour of the show on today because we wanted to be here when the actual event starts at 11. So we thought, well,
With the fabulous Thunderbirds.
I guess.
Well,
And
not,
so
not quite the band, but the people.
So we wanted to be here for at least half of that because the actual invited event goes from 11 to 1. It's a cruise-in. It's open to the public, but a lot of car clubs are coming for the cruise-in if they can make it here.
And John was nice enough to let us
Glom
come
on.
on, and we passed on the invitation through our social media as well.
Yeah.
So we're kind of hoping some others show up.
Yeah, well, I think that they will. All right, time now for this hour's headlines from Automotive News. Stellantis aims to surpass Ford Motor Company and become the world's largest maker of light commercial vehicles. The push for more sales to businesses and governments includes a new unit called Stellantis Pro One. And 4 electrified pickups in North America over the next 2 years. In addition to the electric Ram 1500 REV, or REV, scheduled to arrive next year, the North American plans include a new hydrogen solution to come, according to Stellantis. Ram also has shown U.S. dealers a concept version of an electric mid-size pickup truck. That'll be interesting. Stellantis Pro One will serve as an umbrella for commercial vehicles that will continue to be sold under the company's various brand names: Citroën, Fiat Professional, Opel Vauxhall, Peugeot, and Ram. I didn't know
all
that
those
they had
common names here in the United States, right?
Well, they're big overseas.
roll off your
Ford
tongue.
began running its commercial division, Ford Pro, as a separate business in January. I think they all took the cue from Ram when Ram separated itself from Dodge back in the day. Same kind of thing. I thought that this was interesting. Heavy tech Teslas cost about $1,350 more in collision repairs than combustion vehicles, according to third quarter data. Rivian and Lucid were higher, but non-Tesla EVs cost just $269 more than gas cars on average. Teslas were higher than gasoline cars by $1,347, while non-Tesla EVs were just $269 higher. Part of Tesla's higher collision costs comes from its safety and technology features that are spreading across the industry, pushing repair bills and insurance premiums higher, especially in the luxury category.
Well, and if you think about that, the electronics that are built into the Teslas and all of the other EVs, when they're involved in a collision, it's not just fixing the dented metal and plastic, it's fixing the damaged electrical systems in the vehicle. And that takes a higher level body shop and a higher level body shop technician to do that correctly. You know, the other thing about Teslas, if there's any damage at all to a battery, you throw it away and you put a new one in it. Quite expensive.
Because you can't take the chance of having a meltdown on it later on.
The liability is
Thermal
too great.
runaway is what they call it.
You were talking about the issue you were having with your Corvette, trying to find that connection. I mean, you take it, and the whole vehicle.
Think about that with a 600-volt battery.
Yeah.
He went through over 100 circuits to find out that it was the seat. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, just a little bit of damage, though, to a Tesla. You could just, that's why there's so many different things you could damage. Just a crack or shift it. Shift happens whenever you have a wreck.
And again, that comes to the level of body shop technician really has to elevate over the guy with a hammer and putty because of the electronics have to be repaired in them.
Elevate, perpetuate. Song in that.
Is there?
Uh-huh. It's a rap thing. I'm working on it.
So is hammer and putty.
U.S. auto safety regulators
It's
said
MC Hammer and Silly Putty.
U.S. auto safety regulators said Zipcar has agreed to pay a $150,000 fine after a government investigation found it allowed customers to rent vehicles with uncompleted recalls. Zipcar could be forced to pay another $150K if it does not comply with the terms of the settlement with NHTSA, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, following a more than 5-year investigation. Agency is requiring Zipcar to submit an audit report of all Zipcar vehicles with uncompleted recall repairs. Avis Budget Group completed its acquisition of Zipcar in May.
Just in time for the
Just
NHTSA
in
lawsuit.
time, yeah.
So I have Don's rap handle. Bust a hip.
That's not funny, David. It's just not funny.
Oh, my God,
anymore.
that was great.
Ford Motor Company Executive Chair Bill Ford implored UAW leaders last week to end their month-long strike before it further hurts the economy and cripples the automaker's ability to compete against the likes of Tesla and Toyota. Ford, speaking from the company's historic Rouge complex in Dearborn, Michigan, said the industry was at a crossroads during this round of contract negotiations. Choosing the right path is not just about Ford's future and our ability to compete, he said. This is about the future of the American automobile industry. Toyota, Honda, Tesla, and others are loving this strike because they know the longer it goes on, the better it is for them they will win and all of us will lose. The strike against the Detroit 3 began September 15th with 3 assembly plants and has since expanded to about 34,000 workers at 44 facilities across the United States of America.
From Ford, a company that named their plant after the river they polluted, the Rouge River.
No, it was Rouge before it was polluted.
Oh,
it was called Rouge, yeah. With Red.
Red River, yeah.
It was red before it got polluted?
Yeah, sort of like a little tinge.
I thought it was polluted.
Well,
from
there's a
all
lot
the
of ore.
production.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of ore.
Iron ore.
And that's what turns the water color.
Okay. I think that I've had enough of these headlines right now.
We've got C block. We got A block for a commercial break coming up.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And I'm going to get to that as soon as I can get all of my... What?
I just want to make sure you got the right block.
Okay, well...
he's trying to get all his paper together.
I know. I've got a lot going on here.
You do.
So you're just going to have to bear with me.
Sure.
Which you typically don't do.
I know.
You're not good at that.
Nope.
Jeff wants it. He wants it now.
Yep.
And does not want to wait around.
Nope.
So.
Getting the last word in, too.
Yes, you are, as you always do.
Yep.
Time now for a quick break. We'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio.
Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance has the absolute best price that you will find on GM parts plus transmissions and engines. Over $25 million in parts and powertrain inventory and customer service that will be not matched by anyone in the country. Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance, whether you are a drag racer, an oval track racer, a hot rodder, it matters not. Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance will have the best price in the country, the best customer service, and the best delivery times that you will find on your GM parts. It can be on your dock, at your front door in a matter of days. It's Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet, GM Performance, and customer service to boot. Contact our Texas team, Gina Shile-Knowles at 713-907-0906 or Rodney Rodriguez at 512-300-4445. You will not find better service or better inventory in the country. Rogers Dabbs and GM Performance. Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance has the absolute best price that you will find on GM parts plus transmissions and engines. Over $25 million in parts and powertrain inventory and customer service that will be not matched by anyone in the country. Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance, whether you are a drag racer, an oval track racer, a hot rodder, it matters not. Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance will have the best price in the country, the best customer service, and the best delivery times that you will find on your GM parts. It can be on your dock, at your front door in a matter of days. It's Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet, GM Performance, and customer service to boot. Contact our Texas team, Gina Shile-Knowles at 713-907-0906 or Rodney Rodriguez at 512-300-4445. You will not find better service or better inventory in the country. Rogers Dabbs and GM Performance.
Houston's finest cars are invited to another Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, December 2nd, and you're invited too. Show off your personal pride and joy, or just stop in to see the likes of Lucid, Lamborghini, Porsche, Ferrari, and more. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. It all takes place Saturday, December 2nd, 9 to noon. This is the perfect opportunity to connect with other car enthusiasts. From BMWs to Bentleys, Corvettes to McLarens, the Car Social is a different kind of show. Talk to the owners. See Gulf Coast Auto Shield's facility. You'll be amazed. Put it on your calendar now. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, December 2nd, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher.